The government will not include the AstraZeneca vaccine under the National COVID-19 Immunisation Programme as concern grows over its possible link to rare blood clots. Coordinating Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said that even though the benefits of the vaccine outweigh the risks, the government has decided that it will only be given to volunteers under a separate registration channel. The 268,800 initial doses will be offered at special vaccination centres in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. Meanwhile, those who have received their appointments under the immunisation programme will only be given the Pfizer-BioNTech or Sinovac vaccines. Malaysia has recorded a total of 401,593 COVID-19 cases, after new daily cases jumped to 3,142 today. The figure has stayed above 2,000 cases for 13 straight days. The last time the country reported more than 3,000 cases a day was on December 24th last year, when 3,545 daily cases were recorded. Nearly half of today's numbers came from Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. 15 more deaths were recorded as of noon today, raising total fatalities from the coronavirus to 1,477. Datuk Sri Azman Awaludin is stepping down as CEO of Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera effective May 1st, 4 months after being appointed to the role. He is heading to Lembaga Tabung Haji, where he will take over as Group MD and CEO effective May 6th. Amrin will succeed Datuk Nik Muhammad Hasudin Yusof, who has helmed the Pilgrims Fund since September 1st, 2019. TH said in a statement that Amrin's appointment received the nod from Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Religious Affairs, Datuk Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad Al-Bakri. Amrin has over 30 years' experience in the corporate sector. He began his career in banking before holding several senior positions in companies such as Renong, Malaysian Resources Corporation and Putra Capital. He was also CEO of Net7 TV, System Television Malaysia, Media Prima, Sime Darby Property and Boustead Holdings. Meanwhile, over LTAT, its CFO Muhammad Ashraf Muhammad Ratzi will take over the duties of CEO until a replacement is identified. While LTAT hasn't named one, speculation is rife that Datuk Sri Muhammad Shazali Ramli, who is now Group MD of Boustead Holdings, will take the helm at LTAT, while his deputy Izzadin Daud will take over Shazali's role. Prior to Boustead, most of Shazali's career has been in telecommunications, most recently as the MD and CEO of Telekom Malaysia. Public-listed companies are discouraged from appointing active politicians such as members of parliament and state assemblymen to their board of directors under an enhanced Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance that comes into effect immediately. According to the revised code released by the Securities Commission, all board members should be nominated based on their qualifications and have equivalent legal responsibilities. It said the board should also consider, among others, whether a director is overstretched in terms of his or her commitments to the board to meet the demands and expectations of the role. The Securities Commission also finds that the issue of long-serving independent directors in Malaysian public-listed companies is still a concern, as at March 31st this year, 434 independent directors have served their respective boards for more than 12 years. Of these, 49 have served on the same board for over 20 years. The updated code therefore recommends that a two-tier voting process be implemented for reappointment of independent directors with tenures of more than 9 years. Following this code review, Bursa Malaysia will introduce a 12-year tenure limit without further extension for independent directors, possibly in the fourth quarter of 2021. The bourse operator will solicit feedback from listed issuers and the industry before finalizing the implementation timeline. Shares of Astro Malaysia Holdings and Telekom Malaysia are both in the red. following news that Disney will be shutting down most of its television channels in Southeast Asia and Hong Kong. According to a CNA report, the Walt Disney Company said it is consolidating its media networks business as part of the company's global effort to pivot towards a direct-to-consumer-first model and further grow its streaming services. A media analyst from a local research house thinks the development is actually positive for Astro. This is because it can potentially save on its content costs and instead invest in its own content to build up the library for its own upcoming streaming service. The analyst also said that should Disney migrate all the shows in the scrapped channels to Disney Plus and Astro partners with a streaming platform on a revenue-sharing basis, it could create a win-win-win situation for Astro, Disney and subscribers. Meanwhile, a local media analyst covering TM believes the latest development at Disney will not affect the local group's current revenue, since the media giant's streaming service is not available here yet. He told The Edge that better content by Unified TV could have, however, driven faster subscription rates and improved future revenue prospects. Astro ended trading today 5% lower at RM1.02, while TM was down 0.3% to RM5.79. Lotte Chemical Titan Holding swung to its highest ever quarterly net profit as average selling prices and sales volume rose amid lower naphtha feedstock costs. This was in tandem with the global economic recovery as COVID-19 vaccinations pick up pace worldwide. In filings with Bursa Malaysia today, the group said first quarter FY21 net profit rose to RM440 million from a net loss of RM170.06 million a year ago, as revenue climbed 62% to RM2.37 billion. Plant utilization rates was also higher at 88%, compared with 85% in the fourth quarter of FY20. Looking ahead, Lotte Chemical Titan said its FY21 operating results are expected to be primarily influenced by factors including the demand and supply balance of petrochemical products in the market and the company's ability to maximize petrochemical product output and operational efficiency. While it does expect the business to remain volatile for the remainder of the year, it believes it will be able to maintain its strong financial resilience and optimize its operations to ride through the challenging business environment.